This is one from my new book, Pinky and Meggie Starstruck, full audiobook available for free, and ebook free to read. Links are always all in the notes of this short. Pinky could feel her heart flutter slightly. Someone was coming. She poured herself a glass of punch and grabbed a tart from the dessert tray. The tarts had been enchanted to cause the partakers to burp a small bubble of magic dust into the air, thus enchanting those around them with a slight euphoria. The effects ending as they left the party so as not to deter anyone from going down the wrong path. The chocolate brown and blueberry tarts from Popover Bakery with the enchanted Sprite whispers were going to be the stars of the party, Pinky thought, popping the tart in her mouth. Brrr. Pinky belched out a poof of the magic dust and giggled as the Sprite whisper tickled her nose. She started to have a floaty feeling, and she leaned into it as guest after guest arrived and made themselves known to the girls. There was a knock on the old wooden door with the fairy sword design on the outside. The knock came again, and the person allowing guests to enter, which right now was Millicent Wakebottom, swooshed her hand and the door opened of its own accord. The door didn't really need anyone to tell it who could enter or not, but it was nice to have someone to talk to, and Millicent Wakebottom knew all the gossip around Oakwood and Shumasha, so she was a welcome distraction to the old door. The door opened and sighed a little at the sight of one Harry Winterbottom. Harry had movie star good looks, and even fairies and old doors appreciated the sight of that. Pinky floated over to the door and erupted into giggles and whistling as some strange tune brought out by the fruit punch. La, 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 I love you. The tune came whistling out her pursed lips, and like that he was smitten and smitten, not by some hot girl's young looks, not by a sleek hot body, and not by the promise of anything. Rather, Harry Winterbottom was smitten by that magical feeling of soul recognition when one sees another for the first time, or so they thought, and is completely drawn in by the ties of the heart that bind two souls together. But Harry, uncertain of these feelings, sucked them in again and down as Pinky snorted a laugh that made everyone giggle as she euphorically floated right by Harry and out the back door of the cottage. But Meggie... What was that? Meggie thought as she eyed the scene in question. Pinky hadn't even batted an eye at the sight of her dream man, the one she could never take her eyes off on her phone screen. But Meggie didn't have to worry about anything because the power of love was in charge tonight, and before Samhain season would end, Pinky and Harry would be betrothed to each other.